Hey there everyone, it's John here, and in today's session I want to talk a little bit about knowing your surroundings, and this time we're going to talk about knowing your surroundings in regards to chord voicings. Now you might have been with me in a previous session where I've used that term before, know your surroundings. What I'm talking about is when you're playing a chord voicing or you're playing a scale form, I want you to be really familiar with the notes that are in the position that you happen to be in and what scale degrees they might be so that they will be available for you. And today we're going to talk about how to use them for chord voicings. Now this is just a little sample, a little taste to get you going, to kickstart the idea. I want you to explore as much as you can with this. Today I'm going to be working around this C major bar chord, which is just on the 8th fret, start with the root note on the low E string. Now, what I'm going to do is turn it into this C7 or C dominant 7th chord, which many of you should know, or maybe you're already familiar with it. So the voicing from the low to the high, I'll give you the notes first. There's C, there's our B flat, there's the E, and there's our G. Now the scale degrees from the bottom going up: root note, flat 7, major 3rd, and 5. Now, this is great for knowing a dominant 7th chord. But what if you need a C13, or a C7 augmented, or a C7 flat 9, or a C7 sharp 9? This is where knowing your surroundings is going to come in handy. So I'm going to talk about the notes on the B string and the E string just for now, once again, to get you thinking about the idea. So, up here on the B string, as I mentioned, there is the G, which is our 5th. Now if I raise that note by a half step, it turns into the G sharp, which is a sharp 5. Now if you want a C7 augmented, there you go. Now, if I raise that note one more half step, then it becomes an A, which turns into, in the key of C, it would be a 6, but since it's an octave above, now it's a 13. So now, C13. If I raise that note on the B string one more half step, we just get a doubled flat 7, so it's not much of a big deal until we get to the high E string. Now, I'm going to take the C from the bottom, or I should say C from the low E string, and now I'm going to play it on the high E string. So, here's our new chord voicing. It's still a C7 chord, C dominant 7. Now if I actually take the root note out and replace it with a half step right above, we have a flat 2, which now transfers to a flat 9, since it's an octave above. Here's our 7, and our flat 2 is one octave above that, so therefore here we go with a flat 2. So from the bottom going up, the voicing, or I should say the scale degrees, are flat 7, major 3rd, 5, and flat 9. Now if I raise that note on the E string by a half step, now we have a C9. We have C dominant 7 with a 9, we call that C9. If I raise that note on the high E string one more half step, in some cases it would be referred to as a flat 3rd. In this case, it's going to be referred to as a sharp 9. So, C7 sharp 9. So there is just a small taste of what knowing your surroundings is going to do for you in regards to your chord voicings. Go out and explore it, have fun with it, practice, practice, practice. I'll see you at the next session.